All right, here's an E36 update. Let me go through everything I did today. So I put new taillights in the rear end, and that has solved my problem where the fuse keeps blowing every time the left taillight is engaged. This was the old taillight, and as you can see, the wires are like soldered in there. I'm pretty sure that was causing the short and blowing the fuse every time. I didn't want to order another OEM set of taillights because personally, I think these ones just suck. The whole design, the current always gets shorted out on these, and it's basically terrible. So that's why I went with basically the cheapest aftermarket ones, because all I care about is that the brake lights perform. I don't really care how they look, and they're actually, they're not that bad. I went ahead and put the differential back and I put everything back together. So the rear end is now tightened up, ready to go. The diff is rebuilt, it's filled up, it's put in there. Everything else is tightened, and basically I am done at the rear end. So we're ready to go on that front. My energy harness bar came in, so I was getting to work on getting that installed. I wasn't able to get it installed because of the bottom piece. So the eye hole here, if I go to put the bracket in for the harness, there's just not enough thread. So I need to get one of these that's like about a ½ an inch longer, and then I'll easily be able to put it in. I did work on the top half. I got the top half installed. So I ended up having to cut some plastic off of this, drill out the energy harness bar to fit in, but I was able to actually mount it with the seatbelt still in and the harness bar in there. Part of my day was actually spent going up to my parts car and getting the whole seatbelt mechanism because I blew the original one apart. So when I took it out to cut off the plastic, I ended up like locking it somehow, and I thought I'd take the sides off, and I ended up getting hit in the face with this piece of metal. So then I had to go to my parts car. Took me a while, spent like an hour, had to get a Sawzall because the seat was seized. I couldn't get into the bolt. I had to like cut the thing out, but eventually I was able to get it, and I replaced the passenger side with that seatbelt. Luckily I had the parts car and didn't have to order a whole nother one on eBay. It saved me a lot of money. While I was taking the seatbelt off, I also found that that car had the black trim pillars. So I'm going to be replacing the ugly brown ones that I have with those black ones. So once I had the taillights installed, the differential installed, and then I hit the wall with the energy harness bar. I had an oil filter, so I just changed out the oil filter, and then the rest of the day I just spent servicing the brakes. So I just took the calipers apart, I re-greased the sliders, and I sanded down the brake pads, and I kind of cleaned them up a little bit, just doing a brake service, getting them ready. And I just have the rears to do, but it's time for me to head home. Hopefully the next time I come to the shop, I have the aluminum rad for the radiator. I have the eye hole so I can finish installing the energy harness bar. Hopefully Marcus is with me. We finish up the patches. And then other than that, basically, that's it. Once all that stuff is done, we're ready to put the seat, we're ready to put the interior back together, and we're ready for the first round of CSCS. If you guys have any questions about the E36, drop it down below.